Hi, my name is Tiffany Donor of T Donor & Associates, and I wanted to give you a quick overview on how to use Trello. It's a project management system. It's free and it's very easy to understand, and for anyone that's visual, it makes it easier for you to organize, especially if you don't like to. The first thing you're going to do is go to Trello.com and sign up. All you have to give them is your email address and your name, and it creates an account. They send you an email confirmation, and then you click on that and you have an account and you're all set. When you first sign in, you're going to sign in and see a blue welcome board. I have this purple one here. We'll talk about that later. But the first board you're going to see is this blue one. And so basically when you log into Trello, you'll have boards. And I like to refer to boards kind of like a regular old-fashioned board that you would have hanging on the wall that you would stick pins in, a cork board, and you can go ahead and click on that. And then Trello gives you this welcome board as a way to show you how to use Trello, and it makes it super simple so you can go in and test it out. So when you go into the board, you can change the name. So we can just name this blue, and you've changed the color. The other thing you're going to see are lists. So these lists are basically the columns, and you can move them around. Click on them, move them around, change the layout of which one you want first. You can add as many lists as you want. And the next thing would be the cards. So under the list, you have the cards. So this is a card. All of these little white boxes are cards. And obviously when you roll over them, they turn gray. You can click on the card and it will open up and show you what's in the card or on the back of it. You can click on it and you can drag it. So this card says to drag it to the tried list, and there we go, we did. This card says to open it, and you can edit the description by clicking up here and say, "Hi, Taco. This is Taco, that's Trello's dog," and you'll get some emails every now and then from Taco showing you new tricks on how to use Trello. The other thing is you can use labels, and you can name your labels, and that would be over here on the right side where you can add members, labels, checklists, due dates, and attachments. The first thing I'm going to do is click on the labels to show you that you have all these different colors here. And you can edit the names by clicking on the little pencil, or you can delete them, anything you want to do. You can add more labels. You can also add checklists. So you click on checklists. We'll just name this one checklist. And you can add items. So I'm going to add just numbers to make this quick. And basically these are like subtasks or a checklist of things you need to get done that's under this task. So say we need to cook dinner, and this is what this card says. Maybe this is our grocery list. So we need to pick up the spaghetti ingredients, and we need noodles and sauce and meat and bread. And then as you do them, you can check them off and it will show your progress. And when you're completely done, it'll show your progress as 100% on the back of the card. And then if you close the card, you'll see the front of it will show that there's a checklist and you did all of the items, 5 of the 5. This little symbol will show that you have an attachment on there, which is Taco's picture. Taco's picture is up here on the top, which is basically the cover of the photo, so you can see it in your list when it's over in this section. And then you can download this list if you're sharing this with someone else and you need to share a picture with them. You add it to the card by clicking on the attachment, and you can pick from anywhere you can get to the computer or even a link, and it will add it on here, and somebody else could come in and download it. You could remove it from the cover. If you have like 4 pictures on here, you could make a different one the cover. You can delete it, and then you can comment specifically about that attachment. The other thing is when you're here about the card, so say this is cook dinner, and say somebody else comes in and says, "I don't want spaghetti. I want," all I can think of is tacos because we're talking about Taco the dog. "I want tacos." And they can comment that, and they can put an attachment on their comment. They can mention somebody with the @ symbol. So if you click on that, you'll be able to see names and you'll be able to search. If you've shared it with anybody, you can go ahead and write @ and then the person's name will pop up and you'll click on, I'll show that in another board. And then you hit send and it sends it. And now it's on here. There it is on the bottom. And then the other thing you can do on the card is you can do a due date. So you say this is due Friday at noon and you save it. That also creates a due date on here. And as the date gets closer, this will change. So if we made it for tomorrow, it would change to yellow. And then when it's due, it's red, or when it's past due, it's red. And then of course you can move the cards around, you can copy them, you can subscribe to it, which means somebody doesn't have to notify you. If they want to know if you've commented or done anything on the card, you hit subscribe to it and they'll get a notification of when you've done anything. The last is to archive. You have to archive before you can delete a card. So if you hit archive, it'll say, do you want to delete it? And then if you hit delete, it's completely gone. But we're not going to do that at this moment. Okay, and then there's a couple of other things over here that it shows you, you can play with. But I'm going to go ahead and show you the menu. So you can go over here and click on show menu and you can add members. You can change your background colors from here. So that's how you get the different board colors. You can do a couple more of these other things. And then when you click on more, it gives you your settings and you can do labels and shows you all of your archived items. So we archived that card from Taco. And then email to board settings is a very good setting to have if, say, you want to organize something or you're trying to keep track of something and you don't want to keep track of it in your inbox. You can make a board about whatever project it is, and then you go to your email to board settings and you copy this email address that they have in here. It's a bunch of funny characters, but that's fine. You copy it and you put it in your inbox in your address, and you could name it so it's easy for you to pull up. And then you just send things. And when you send things, you will pick what list you want it to appear in. So you can add another list, or it'll have all of the lists here. And then you would say if you want it to show up in the bottom of the list or on the top of the list when the email first comes. You can subscribe to this board, so just the same as subscribing to the card. If there's any updates, you'll be notified. You can copy the board if you want to make a template. This is a good thing. You can print and export, you can close the board, and then there's a link to the board if you want to share it with anyone. So I'm going to go back over here and I want to talk a little more about members. So I'm going back to Trello.com. I click that, and this purple board here has actually been shared with me by another account. So the account I'm in right now is TDA. And this board here, I've done under my other name, Tiffany. And this is what they have. So I can't edit the name of the board, but I can edit everything else in it practically. So I can go in here and I can add, well, first of all, let's change the name of the list. Let's do that. You're going to say due soon. To do. And then done, we'll leave that one. Okay, so say we have project A. And I want to go in to project A and I want to make a checklist. And we have to add specific things to be done. And those are the items that need to be done. And obviously you can write more than the numbers. I'm just doing that to be quick. I'm going to say that I want this done by the 17th at 1 p.m. And then I'm going to go ahead and I need to tell the other person that I'm working with what are they doing. So I'm going to use the @ symbol, or you can click on this button here, the mention symbol, and I'm going to write Tiffany, because that's the other account I'm using, and see how it pops up here on the bottom of the screen, and you just click on it, and then you can write, please work on this, and hit send. And then I'm going to get a notification on the other account saying that you've been notified of a change. And the other thing you can do, obviously, is you can add photos, you can add all sorts of documents, anything really from Google Drive, your computer, practically everywhere. You can add anything, and it can be almost any sort of document. So if you want a Word document or something like that. Okay, so I'm going to close this board, and you'll be able to see on the card what the items are. And then I did get a notification before. When you get a notification, you'll have the bell over here on the right upper corner will be red, and there's a little red icon up here too as well on the left corner. So when you click on this, you can see that Tiffany added you to the board. So that was the notification that I was added into this board, this purple board here. Because when I log in, this is my board, and this is Tiffany's board. So this is TDA's board, and this is Tiffany's board. Hopefully it's not confusing because I use my name on both of them. You can create more boards, and then you can change the colors. And obviously, if you want to have the premium, you can do all sorts of other things, but really the free version gives you a lot of access. You can also create a team if you don't want to just go ahead and share boards. I think there's limitations on that, but mainly the things you need to know are how to make a board, how to make a list, how to make a card, how to interact with somebody, because mainly the purpose of this that I use it for is working with clients. And so I want the client to be able to understand how to use the board, how to use the list, how to go in and use a card, how to tag me when they're writing something. And then that way I get instructions of what they're wanting done, or information that I've asked for them to do that they're responding to. And then if you do use the checklist, you can see what the progress is. And basically that's all of the ways you can use Trello in a quick little video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any questions, please go ahead and send me an email. Thank you so much. Have a great day.